I had something gaming related, Kyle. So I said some of it on PKN. I'm very tempted to jump back into Elden Ring, but I also a couple days ago I started Fallout 4, and I have like borderline zero experience in Fallout. I played actually this one, the beginning of it, when it came out, and like quickly stopped. Like I didn't really get anything done in it, so I didn't really know. And you told me, you're like, don't put anything in charisma because you get all these points, like your intelligence, your perception, your whatever. It depends. It impacts how well you're doing things. And Kyle was like, don't worry about charisma. It does not matter. And I was like, all right, my guy's going to have no charisma. Absolute just wet blanket of a person to be around. And so like
Kyle,
literally
did you say this, no charisma, put it in zero.
Yeah, he said there's no need for charisma. And so unlike, I was imagining it to be more like Skyrim's engagement talking, where it's kind of, you only can say a few things and they don't matter that much, and when they do, it's very obvious. And in Skyrim, at least, they even orchestrate it sometimes where you have a shitty speech and they'll be like, well, I'll give you the key of the Dragonstone, whatever. Fallout 4 does not do that. And I've been like out loud laughing a couple times because I fail every single speech check. I was waiting outside. The first like main city you go to is called Diamond City, and I got there, and there's this lady, this reporter NPC, and you know the guy at the gate, he can't see you, and so she's like, "Oh, you better let me in," and he's like, "Fuck off! You are just writing bad newspaper articles about Diamond City." And she's like, "Oh, well, this guy I'm here with, he's a big supplier of things. Are you gonna go tell Marcy that you turned a supplier away?" And he's like, "Okay," and he opens the gate, and then like you go talk to the guard, and he's like, "So you here to tell me that all that was a bunch of hullabaloo out front of the gate?" And your options are to say like, yeah, that was hullabaloo, bunch of nonsense. And your speech check is just to say, "I'm sorry." And so I hit, "I'm sorry." And my guy goes, because it'll say, "I'm sorry." And the guy actually gives a little more verbiage than that. He goes, "I'm sorry about that. I had never been to the city before. She started talking, and before I knew it, the door was open. I made a mistake." And my speech is so low that the guy behind the counter responds. He goes, "Oh, yeah? It happened so quickly, you forgot all human decency?" It happened so quickly, you forgot all human decency? I don't have time for people like you. Get out of my face. And I'm like, good God. Like I'm getting absolutely lit up by every NPC in this game. Yeah. I stumbled upon a vault that wasn't the one I started in on the way to Diamond City. And I walk in and they make it in, and this kid is like, "Hey, I'll show you around this vault. It'll only cost you 5 caps. And I choose every speech thing because they're funny. And so instead of selecting yes, I was like, "Yeah, you can show me around, but I'm not going to pay you 5 caps. And the kid goes, "If you're that much of a cheapskate, just go out there and die." It's like Jesus, fuck,
That's
man.
why
like,
I told you that, because like
it's so funny.
All you can get with higher ones is like avoiding fights or making a little bit of money, or like, the kid would have led you around and you save 5 caps if you'd had high charisma, but you'd have been denied the kid telling you to go kill yourself. So it's a lot better that way. The same is true with intelligence. If you make your intelligence 0, especially in New Vegas, I'm not going to be able to do it perfectly, but there's this thing in New Vegas where you're trying to power up this solar array where it's tons of solar arrays powering a super weapon. And you're pretending like you're an expert about this technology to a guy, and the guy's like, "You sure you can handle this facility?" And if your intelligence is like 1, you just say, "Ooh, ooh, ooh, me make electric, boom, boom." And the guy's like, "I don't think you're qualified." Like you literally say like retarded stuff, like you grunt at them. Like there's one I think where if your medical skill is 0, like you just sort of like chop at them when you perform your surgery, but if your luck's high enough, you can be like, "Somehow your monkey-like strikes have created a perfect surgical operation. The patient lives. Congratulations." Like, all right.
It's like,
there's lots of silly stuff in Fallout.
I'm glad I have 0 charisma because it's very funny. But the big downside is it impacts how much you can buy and sell things for. And so like I'll loot armor that in my little thing says it's worth 20, for example. I can sell it for 4. If I loot a gun that says it's worth 200, I can sell it for 30 or something. Yeah, and like if I want to buy one stim pack which I haven't because they say there's a million of those and there's a ton of them. It's like 200 for me to buy one stim pack.
Yeah, it's a little bit of an impediment.
So I'm just going to keep collecting.
I personally don't really. I like Fallout New Vegas the most. I think it's the best of the games. I'm not a big fan of 4. I've played it. I've beaten the shit out of it like 3 or 4 times, and with modded and unmodded and ridiculous and really plain Jane. The story's kind of a letdown, frankly. You haven't gotten there yet, but like when you get to like when your eyes are opened to the full plot, you'll be like, oh, well, that's kind of sad then, huh? Well, shit. Where do we go from here?
Oh, no. Are the Institute not the bad guys? They were ham-handing how bad they were every NPC I talked to.
Yeah,
no, I'm pretty sure they're going to end up not being that bad. You're going to have to choose between the Institute, and the Railroad, and maybe the Brotherhood of Steel. I don't remember, but that's the real one. It's between the Railroad or the Institute, because the Institute is making these synthetic life forms and seemingly trying to enslave, like insert them into positions of power. And I like
and the Railroad is trying to get them to safety.
The current guy I have with them is Nick Valentine, the synth who will like do the hacking for you.
Yeah, who's inexplicably dressed like a noir detective. Like doesn't make any sense. The year's like 2178, I think.
It's 2277 or something. It's been hundreds of years. I like the way I play these games is like so slapdash. Like I don't just stay on mission. I go around, I explore everything. Like the first thing I do in all the games like this, like RPGs, is like wherever I start pointing, I turn around and explore everything behind me, because I always assume there's going to be a bunch of there's always loot.
Thing right behind you, behind the waterfall. Yeah.
Yep, I went and found something in Fallout 4 too. But I really am liking it more than I thought I would. But the non-VATS combat is kind of shit. Like
it's been described. Like when Fallout 3 came out.
Yeah.
Oh, you're on controller?
I'm on because I'm using my Xbox to play it. That's what I have it on. And so like there's some like the cursor accelerates and decelerates like as you're moving it, which is weird.
Oh, man. Taylor.
Well, I'm playing on my Xbox. That's what I have it on.
Yeah, I get that bitch on the PC. God damn it.
Well, I would much when he was telling me his Elden Ring story during PKN about how much trouble he had with the menu system, like get a mouse. But you need to play it on PC.
It's
I bet
a
a lot of that's
game.
weird.
Yeah, it's not. Dark Souls is literally more of a console game.
Oh, is it?
Okay, that's fair.
It's made for console, and so they encourage you to play it on console. And the menu system is not very intuitive. It just the real thing is it takes too many clicks through layers to get to places on a controller. Whereas what you want on a controller in an RPG is like very quick access to your stuff. Like
something about that. I don't know this for sure, but I do know that when you have a keyboard with 104 keys on it, oftentimes they solve that.
Yeah, I'm sure. I like playing on console.
So I hope you really get into Fallout, because Fallout New Vegas.
I have a shit ton to do.
Fallout New Vegas is my favorite game, though. It's much darker. It's much more. It's much meaner. You're in the Mojave Desert in that one, and you've got Las Vegas as like this cool place to go. And I just don't think that like Diamond City compares to New Vegas, because those are like the two major like settlements that you go to. It's just as a centerpiece for a game, especially with the mod now, because you go into casinos in New Vegas and gamble. And there's slave girls dancing and stuff. Like you can get they got
Diamond City sucks. Like I actively am made sad when I walk into Diamond City.
Make sure I don't know how long you run the plate. Run the bases.
Around the plate. Okay,
run the bases. It's a thing.
Okay, I did not do that
all the way around.
Yeah. I hate how it's organized. It's like you couldn't have made worse economic use of this baseball diamond. It's like the entire world is full of trash and they can't take it out. Like they can't take it out of Diamond City. It's because
Bethesda doesn't understand the universe in which their game is made in. They're just making like they made Oblivion with guns. That's what Skyrim was, or that's what Fallout 3 was called when it came out. But people love Oblivion with guns. If you think about how it works, like this is hundreds of years after the war. The war happened in like 2077, 2078. That's when the bombs fell. This is 200 years after the war. That's the same amount of time that separates us from fucking Napoleon. There aren't Napoleonic cannons just leaning against our houses.
Yeah.
Okay, like there aren't skeletons at Waterloo just laying there. They actually don't know where all the bodies that died at Waterloo went. It's a bit of a historical mystery if you want to look into that one. It's fun.
Ooh, I didn't know that.
They're not laying there anymore. Like you walk into a store in Fallout and there's a skeleton on a bench, and it's like there's a woman operating this business. Like she has never moved the body out of her place of business. She has a diner with a dead man in a chair. And it's like, come on, that's ridiculous. We would have swept up. We'd have started growing some crops. I watched a YouTube about a video about this today. They were talking about this exact thing. And it's so right. Like
you're 100% right. Like that. Like when I play games like this, if there's like something integral to the plot, I'll pay attention to what's being said. But mostly, I'm listening to Carl Pilkington joke around in one ear, and like, it's just. Well, I'll say something good about it. The level up system for your skills infinitely better than Skyrim's. Like if you want to get like smithing in Skyrim, you have to take fucking hours of finding shit or flying around, fast traveling to every smith and then waiting until they restock and then buying it and dealing with the huge amount of money it costs and then all the weight of everything. In this, you just like select gun upgrade 2. And it's like, oh, this is perfect. Like, I did not want to spend a shit ton of time at a smithing station making iron daggers. That's the worst part of Skyrim. In this, it's almost like perk overload in Fallout 4. There's so much shit you can do that, like, I lose track. I'm like, I guess I should just keep putting shit in Rifleman, because I'm not doing that much damage.
I would always lean on a YouTube guide because there's so many choices to make.
I've never played it through, though, so I'm like trying to mostly do it myself. The only time I'm Googling on this playthrough is if like I get pissed off when I'm not told how to do something trivial that's needed for a larger purpose. So like when they're like, you need to build a radio tower here. And I'm like, and I go to this workshop and I'm like, okay, power, where the hell is the radio tower? And I look up on YouTube and the guy's like, yeah, so it's a little confusing because no one tells you how to do it and they don't tell you to attach the wire. And also in order to get the tower, you have to go to other. And I'm like, oh, okay, other, and then find it. And like that kind of stuff. I will just Google, get it done real quick because I do not want to try and solve some puzzle that's not meant to be a puzzle.
Yeah. There's a lot. The DLC is quite good, I thought. There's one where you go to Nuka World, which is like a Coca-Cola world like kind of thing. It's like a theme park that you go to. That's and then there's one called maybe Far Harbor or something where you go to sort of a harbor city settlement where they live off the sea and they're being attacked by creatures. I think there's a cult there that worships maybe a nuclear weapon or something.
I'm sure I'll have to kill them at some point. Probably.
Yeah, that's your choice. You could side with them or you go the other way.
If I could get more, I always will choose what side will get me more XP. Like if I can get more XP, if it's like you can join us, we can go back to our base, or you can join that side and kill all of us, and it's like, well, you guys are going to give me a shit ton of XP.
I always cheat and go online, and I see what happens if I go left or right because I don't. Sometimes it's game breaking. It's like, oh, you killed Martha? Well, you can never be a ninja then. It's like, but I didn't even know I could be a ninja. Good, because we wouldn't have wanted you to get your hopes up. It's really cool, and now you can't do it. And it's fuck, but Martha. I want to know what happens. And sometimes it's like, if you kill the person, I don't know, a gemstone comes out of their asshole. But if you spare them, they give you the sword of eternity. And it's like, gems are a dime a dozen. I don't have a sword of eternity. Come on. So I like to find out what's going to happen.
I got to play Fallout New Vegas as my next video game. Like that'll be my entertainment once I get going. I bought it. It was like $13.
Whoa!
It has good DLC.
Relax.
It has good.
I'm bragging about a deal.
Taylor, people can't relate to you when you flex like that, okay? I know you're on this big podcast, but Jesus, keep your $13 expenses to yourself.
I didn't spring for all the DLCs, though.
I think there might be 5.
I don't even think there are. No, I got whatever has. They only sell it as like a bundle now. It's so old.
That's good.
But I literally turned it on and just got through the part where like you talk to the guy in the beginning who's like, oh, you took some damage from those guys. I'm a doctor, so I need to ask you questions about your personality. and then you like fill out your special score and everything. And that's like literally it. That's all I did. And then like walked outside to see the world. And it really looks about it's like the graphics are worse than Fallout 4 for sure, but not that much worse.
It's not a huge difference. No, that's Good Springs you're in now. That game has the best story of all the games. The decisions you make matter, and they're big deal. And you might want charisma in this one because the end of the game, you either need to be a super hardcore motherfucker or have your charisma maxed. It's one or the other. Your speech, I think it is.
All right. Well, game. I have no charisma. I went with 1 because you said not to do it. I went with. Well,
I said that for Fallout 4. You're in New Vegas now, so it's a different scenario. Oh. Not too late.
Okay. Well, I mean, you get it
later on. They're like, hey, is there anything you want to like change about the basic way you exist as a human being? You're like, yeah, everything. All right, well, turn some knobs.
Everything. I need to do that then.
No, that's my favorite by far. Yeah, do it. Fun game.
What was the most fun playthrough you did? Like a gunslinger guy or a sneaky guy?
I never focused on any of that stuff. Like I don't feel like you have to in that game. That's more of a Skyrim thing, or really. I just always tried to like be the good guy and clean up the wasteland was my goal. So I was always trying to get rid of Caesar's Legion and side with the NCR and just kill all of the powder gangers and fiends and drug dealers and just get them out
Caesar's Legion, they're the bad guys. During the intro scene, I was like, man, those guys look pretty cool.
They have actual slaves that you will meet. They are hardcore. They crucify people in mass.
See, I've only seen the outfits.
Yeah, you'll see some crucified bodies pretty soon. That's like the town right next to yours, crucified.
The town right next to Good Times or wherever the fuck I woke up is.
It might be called Prem. I'm not exactly sure, but there's a town nearby. Everybody's crucified. There's one guy out there. He's like, I won the lottery. They made us all draw straws. They let me live. They let me live. And then he like runs off, and I always kill him right then.
Yeah, what kind of life is that?
Yeah. Well, I mean, he's happy. He's happy that he got to live, but I blow him away anyway.
I'd crucify him in solidarity.
They won't let you crucify. There are no more polls.
This fucking woke culture.
Yeah. Good game though.
Crucify NPCs in Fallout New Vegas because of woke culture.
I think that's true. It's true. Later on, you'll be able to
crucify folks.
There's this one character that likes you read his journals, and he was like selling children to the fiends, and he was burning them alive and raping and torturing them and stuff like children. His name is Cook. Was the guy that he was selling the children to because he has a flamethrower and he likes to cook children. Nice guy. I think something Driver because he named himself like Nelly Driver or something. He kills people with a fucking driver, fucking golf club. There's a lot of shitheads in that game. It's fun to go through and kill them all because they need it.
That sounds like a fun way to play. Being like a justice bringing, wheel gun shooting cowboy.
Yeah, like pretty much. That's what I try to do. And there's a lot of DLC for that game, so it's a lot of fun. I've spent a lot of time in that stupid Mojave Desert fighting cazadors and exploring vaults. There's one vault where they were using some sort of chemical to like they wanted to make the whole earth a garden, or maybe it's for agriculture. It doesn't matter. But when they spilled it in their fucking vault or whatever, it's just an overgrown like green jungle as you're going through there. And there are monsters that camouflage themselves so well that you'll be right next to it, and then it'll jump on your face. You're like, "Fuck! It was there the whole time." Like you genuinely can't see them; they're like almost invisible.
I spam VATS, or I did in Fallout 4. Just spam VATS all the time.
I don't think it works on them when they're camouflaged, but it's been a couple years since I've played. Yeah,
I like that it helps you with mines because I was walking into a lot of mines in the beginning when I started Fallout 4. But you're right. That game, like, I lost interest in it. Like, just kind of checked out. Like, oh, neat. That's the end of the story. And I don't like when I finish a Skyrim or storyline. I'm like, there's like 100 other robust storylines to go do. With this, I was like, oh, I don't care. Like, I saw the big robot do its thing. Like,
this is there's twice when you look at the way the speech patterns work. Like, you might have 3 or 4 in Fallout 4. But they all do the same thing. You're going to the same place. If you could see, there's a program that lets you do game development, and they have this speech box where it shows how that algorithm works. Like, oh, he says this, you have these 3 options, and everything branches, every possible reply. And in Fallout 4, it's a very narrow branch that leads to the same fucking place. It doesn't matter what you do. In New Vegas, it matters what you do. Your decisions are going to matter a lot, and people are going to treat you differently. And like, the game will change based on
that sounds like more
questions
fun.
that you ask.
I did not like in 4 how like the continuity of the conversations, like he'd be talking to Maxie, the head of the Brotherhood or whatever, and he's like, "Did you say anything about this to the Institute?" And you're like, "Yeah, I talked to my son, who's my dad or whatever." And then it's like, and then he's like, "Go fuck yourself. How am I to believe you're not a traitor?" And then like the conversation goes next and you go, "Okay." And then he's like, "Anyway, wonderful job on the last mission. Here's your next task. Make us proud as always, soldier." Chest salute. And it's like, you were just ripping into me, man, and you just forgot all about it. I tried to kill that doctor who's asking for technical documents on the Pridwin or whatever. You can't even give him documents without him giving you guff. I show up and I go, "Technical documents," and he's like, "Oh, these are pretty nice. Not as good as they could be. Be sure to check everywhere in the whole world for documents, and I'll give you 20 caps apiece." And I killed him. And then everyone on the Pridwin got so upset about it, so I had to reload a save.
Yeah, it's hard to kill them all. They're in that ship, and they got lasers and stuff. No,
killing the railroad, I enjoyed that.
You killed the railroad. Those are the good guys.
No, I'm pretty sure they were terrorists.
Definitely the good guys.
No, definitely terrorists. I helped the Brotherhood. Helped the Brotherhood win because I was talking to that fucking weirdo with the plants at the Institute where I'm like, "Well, I might join my son's team. That seems nice." And then I'm talking to that guy and he's like, "I can't wait to turn the whole world into robots. We built robot gorillas and living things are inferior. We need robots everywhere." And I'm like,
that's when you change your mind.
Yeah. And then also it's like, I'm like, I've killed hundreds of your robots in my short time here. And he's like, "Well, the railroad is corrupting them." And it's like, no, I mean, come on. You guys are both culpable here. The only side I'm taking is the side that's like, there's no room for hyper-intelligent robots manipulating human societies, infiltrating them and killing them eventually. And I'm like, yeah, this guy seems cool. And he's got a robot. And he's got the cool flying machine. The robot, if I'm being honest, was the biggest reason because I spent so long building the fucking robot. When it was like
the robot
join the when it was like joining the Institute, I was like, "Oh, so I just built a robot for nothing if I do this? Yeah. Fuck you. No, I'm marching into battle with the robot." I didn't like how they gave the robot nukes because I was like, "God, come on, like we're already up shit creek here. Like quit it with the nukes."
Machine gun, maybe?
Yeah, machine gun. I didn't like
maybe I wanted laser eyes.
He did do laser eyes. Yeah.
Oh, cool.
When he blew into the Institute area. But yeah, the ending, you're right. It was kind of like, "Oh, well, that doesn't make sense." Like, this is stupid. Like,
no, Bethesda's is a real shitty company. I mean, look no further than Skyrim, right? Like what is it, 10, 12 years? Like they just don't make games, I guess. I don't know what the deal is.
Yeah. And they just never fix glitches. Like if you look up like, "I tried to talk to the mayor of Falkreath about the mission to destroy the Assassin's Guild," whatever. And then like you'll find like you'll have a problem and you'll look up online and there are Reddit forums from 2011 being like, "Yeah, really annoying. Can't wait for the patch." And it's like, like 12 years later, like nope. Y'all Balgriff's still doing his own thing in his back garden half the time. Like not even waiting for your instructions.
Yeah,
I would love another game like Skyrim.
If they don't support their game, it's really frustrating. That's one of the things. Like, love them or hate them, those guys at Tarkov are always working on things. That's
Tom Selleck is our next guest.
You guys are joking.
That's
You're
a must.
Hey,
you guys are joking,
Harley?
though, eh?
Oh, hello there.
I love that I got the call. They're like, "Yo, you want to come through, hop on the podcast?" I'm like, "All right, it's got to be done." And I come and you guys are like, "Yeah, Tarkov."
I started playing Fallout 4 again today. I was working on my mods right up until like the last minute that we started the show.
You just have an itch to jump back into that of all things?
Yeah. I think YouTube recommended somebody's Fallout 4 like Let's Play to me, and I started watching a little bit of it, and he was just so fucking annoying. Like each episode, he begins with like apologizing if you hear his air conditioner and explaining how hot it is there, and I'm like, dude, I don't give a fuck.
Who is this?
I don't know.
I don't know. Just some random YouTuber. Okay. It's got a lot of views, but like, he's just annoying the fuck out of me. He's complaining about his oh, and I hope this sounds okay because this microphone is blah 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 blah. And like 5 minutes go by, and he hasn't even begun the Let's Play. Like he's just wasting my fucking time. So I was like, I own the fucking thing. So I came in here and installed it and started. And then I spent all day today installing mods before.
So you're playing after the show also, right?
Yeah,
back?
I haven't really started playing yet because like, so I don't think you've ever modded a game. Like, you're still kind of new to PC gaming.
I did
so, like,
Borderlands 2 with like all those like ridiculous guns.
Oh, no. So that's in-game modifications. Like in that game, there's the ability to like put a laser or something. That's like customization. So mods are aftermarket modifications coded by like users. Like I'm installing completely new content into a factory game. It's like putting suicide doors on your Honda Civic. There aren't any Honda Civics with suicide doors, but you want
replace all the dragons in Skyrim with Thomas the Train Engine.
You can replace all the dragons in Skyrim with whales that can fly in the air. You can do anything. Like in a game like Fallout, it's like you've probably seen like the ads where the guy's got that big tanky metal power armor on. Well, maybe you want him to look like he's Master Chief from Halo. Well, just clickety clack, install that mod. Now you're Master Chief from Halo. Or if you're like, oh, these guns are kind of lame. I wish I had an AR-15. There's 100 different AR-15s. Which one do you want? Like you just install these mods into the game, and it's not just weapon packs and and like cosmetics. Like there's complete overhauls of the game that change the way the game is played and the story and add like people have gone through the trouble.
New quests and stuff.
New quests with dialogue and voiceover. Like they've hired voice actors or gotten their friends, whichever, to like record all of the voice acting and then plug that in. So you can take that $60 Fallout, I don't know what it costs now. You can take Fallout 4 and just play it endlessly. It just, you can completely change the way the game works, the way every aspect of that game works.
What mods are you doing?
It's dozens of different mods. It's like I changed it all. I changed the entire world to a desert, so it's more like Fallout New Vegas instead of this like lush, deciduous sort of forest and rolling hills type scenario. A bunch of dialogue stuff. I wanted my character to be a hot chick with an any pussy, so I made that happen.
Perfect.
All sorts of stuff like that.
Russ
Everything from like what my girl looks like to like weapon mods and fixes to like known bugs and big overhaul patches and all sorts of things. I got like 50 mods installed.
That's pretty cool.
But I'm looking forward to playing later. I love the Fallout series, and I really like modding. I like going in there and like finding all the interesting mods. There's like really successful YouTube channels, and all they do is like every couple days they go on to like Nexus Mod Manager, find like the 10 hottest mods of the week, and upload a video showing them off. I'm so upset about this new Fallout game that they're making. This fucking bullshit Fallout game that has no NPCs in it.
I'm glad you said that. So can you help me? I played Fallout for like an hour and it was a terrible experience. Please, you are an actual Fallout, not just player. Like you're a fan.
Thousands of hours of Fallout experience. I didn't play Fallout 1 and 2 because those are like top-down like strategy games, and it's different. But Fallout 3, Fallout New Vegas, Fallout 4, I've beaten them all like many times each. I've modded them all. I love them. I played them on PC and console. I fucking love them. Fallout 4 was kind of a step down. The great thing about Fallout is the NPCs, if you ask me. It's the role playing. It's getting into the experience of being the character that you're building and building him around what you envision your character to be, and letting the interactions that you have with the NPCs be shaped by that role playing experience. Right? Oh, I'm going to be a bad guy this game. I'm going to be, anytime I have an option to like just do the most down and dirty, stab them in the back kind of thing, I'm going to do that. And you'll do that for an entire playthrough. Or you're like, oh, I'm going to be like the nicest guy ever. I'm going to side with the most pure factions. I'm going to try to kill all the most evil factions. You can go either way. And part of that is shaped by interacting with non-playable characters within the game, who especially in Fallout 3 and New Vegas, have very diverse speech options. If you go down a certain speech path, asking the right questions, you'll get to possible dialogue interactions that weren't immediately available. You can talk your way into things basically that wouldn't be there otherwise. You can find out information that you'd never know otherwise by having a high speech level and by asking the right questions, just like real life, right? It's just like real life. This new Fallout is an always online experience. You're going to have 25 to 35 players in each server, working together potentially in like 4 or 5 man squads in West Virginia. Now, it takes place like 25 years after the bombs fell in an area that did get hit by a lot of bombs. That's all kind of interesting stuff. But the thing is, there are no NPCs in the game. There's only one, and it's the overseer, the guy who like runs the vault that you come from. And I don't even think you see him. He's just sort of a detached voice who gives you missions, tells you where to go. So there's going to be no factions to side with. Normally in a Fallout game, there's like 4 or 5 factions. There's like there's gun runners, or there's like barbarian people, and then there'll be like a group like the NCR or Caesar's Legion, and they each have benefits and downsides to siding with them. And by siding with one of them, the others don't like you as much, so it's more difficult to, maybe if you side so hard with like the NCR, when Caesar's Legion spot you, they just attack on sight. None of that's going to exist anymore. Now there's only monsters in the world. It's all like ghouls, super mutants, stuff like that. And the real issue to me is that's going to kill the single player experience. There's not going to be as much of a single player story. Exactly. There's going to be much less story, and it's going to be much more about cooperatively going out and getting loot. The loot doesn't mean anything now, though, because if you die, you've still got your loot. It's going to be about base building. But if your base blows up, it doesn't matter. You just get it right back. And
you get it right back?
If they nuke your base, it just comes right back?
Yeah, you can move the base anywhere at any time.
Then what's the consequence of nuking?
But wait,
there aren't any.
Oh. Are you sure?
What's at stake in this game?
Nothing.
Okay.
Nothing. What makes it fun?
Except for losing $60 when you buy it.
Here's what
I will not be purchasing.
Kyle, tell me if you're sure I'm wrong. I'm picturing a multiplayer game where you build up bases and you go out and you get loot. And you and your friends can team up, get loot, bring it back to your base, and the object is to sort of, become the richest faction on the server as you gather and build loot by either stealing it from other people, etc. And the day that your base is ruined is a terrible day for you because suddenly those other players have what you used to have, and now you need to build it up again.
Nope. They're actually putting in things that completely counteract that, because that almost sounds fun, what you just said, although not in Fallout. This is more like if you're the type of player who attacks other players and griefs, which is what I'd like to be. I was telling my friends, I was like, I kind of just want to go in there and fuck people's shit up and ruin their day because no, they'll put a bounty on you. They put a bounty on you in the game, and now everybody attacks you on sight, right? You automatically get your stuff back, and they keep talking about, and we've got nukes that you could take control of in the game. What they mean by that, they're not talking about like the personal nuke launcher, the Fat Man. They're talking about ICBM sites in the game that after completing certain quests, you get the codes for, and then you can launch, right? But all those do is blow up a part of the map that then becomes like a high loot area, but then it heals over a period of time, which is probably like 2 hours in real world time, right? I don't get it. I don't know
There's nothing at stake, so it doesn't sound. And I never got as into Fallout as you. I've played, a little bit, but it was kind of similar to Skyrim, my understanding in a way, in that a lot of the fun of it was that it was single player. You're the sole driver of your story. You want to be with the Assassin's Guild? Okay, well then you are kind of mutually excluded from these options over there. Oh, sucks that you took this negative consequence. Oh, what are you going to do next? You're going to do this, that. Oh, now I'm going to stop and save, and when I come back, the world's going to be just the way I left it, and I can continue with my, consistent trend of decisions. But with this, it's like every time you hop on, you just collect a few more broken bottle caps?
This is almost as much of a cash grab as Skyrim Special Edition is, because what this initially was the multiplayer version for Fallout 4, but it just didn't get released, probably because they hadn't figured it out yet. Now, like 2 years after Fallout 4 came out, which is way ahead of schedule for a new Fallout game. That's why everybody's blown away. It was like 6 years between New Vegas and Fallout 4 or something like that, like a huge amount of time. So people were like, well, maybe we'll get Fallout 5 in like 2-3. We'll hear about it in 2 more years. But instead, boom, all of a sudden, Fallout 76 is coming out, and everybody's like, oh, well, what could this even be? Well, it's the multiplayer version of Fallout 4 in a different area. That's what it is. And I like the idea of maybe a co-op campaign. It would be cool, if you ask me, if a husband and wife came out of the vault together, or maybe you could like mix it up so that like your brothers, you come out of the vault together. Maybe there's different storylines for like imagine if me and Chiz did a co-op brother thing, and we made our characters look like the guys from Supernatural. I call Dean, and like that'd be so much fun to like role play as that, right? You are taller, yeah. You could be Sam. That's what's fun to me in Fallout. Like what I just said there would be so much fun to me but it would need to be a co-op campaign where we're going out in this world and slowly like solving this enormous main story quest while at the same time solving, as the Fallout character, whoever you are, the courier or whoever, you're like righting wrongs throughout this wasteland. Like you're rescuing children and like saving whole communities or dooming whole communities, and you're very impactful. By the end of the game, Ron Perlman comes on, and they show like a montage of each and every faction, and he sort of like lays out this spiel of like how your actions throughout playing the game have affected the wasteland. The caravan company went underground. Because you weren't there to save them, everyone died when the swamp people came, and they were all eaten and raped to death. And like he goes like from each thing and talking about how your actions impacted the game. That shit ain't gonna happen this time. Is it all PvP? Like it's just you running around fighting each other? I don't even. It doesn't seem like they even want you to do PvP. There's a lot of like monsters in there, which will be fun for a while. There's a lot of new monsters that haven't been in a Fallout game before that are sort of West Virginia specific. I don't know. Have you ever heard of the Mothman? No. So is it set in West Virginia? West Virginia, yeah. Okay. Which is they do that both because West Virginia has a lot of historical stuff there. There were actual nukes hidden in West Virginia in that rural area. Also because it wouldn't have been struck by the Chinese in the nuclear war because it's fucking West Virginia. Why waste a nuke there? And also because there's a lot of like tall tales about West Virginia that involve things like the Mothman, which was this creature that was spotted. I don't know when it was. Let's call it the 70s by this couple. Basically, they saw a Mothman with glowing red eyes, and people throughout the years have said they've seen it. There was a Richard Gere movie about it. The Richard Gere movie is very scary. It creeped me the fuck out as a kid. So yeah, there'll be a Mothman. There's all kind of monsters. There's a giant sloth monster, and there's the only like humanoid enemies with guns, which is kind of a mainstay of Fallout. There's always like raiders or powder gangers or something like that. Now they're just like irradiated people. Basically, they're called the burned ones. They're like ghouls with guns and armor. And I don't know. I'm gonna buy it, of course, because it's a new game. But I'm very unhappy with what they've done.
Have you been gaming, Taylor?
No, like not at all. Like not at all. I mean, the last week I've been out of town, so obviously not. But other than that, no, very very little. I'm cyclical in my gaming. I'll get back into it, then do it for a little while, and then I'll fall back out of it again.
Oh, I'm actually up on. Okay, I'm not up on Shogun. I'm like 2 episodes behind. But Fallout, I watched the whole thing, and because like I saw it came across my feed on Twitter and whatnot, like a pretty equal mix.
And you're like, I have 8.5 hours.
Yeah, I probably have 8.5. I watched it over the past week or so, and so it was. I didn't like guzzle through it, but I saw a lot of people online being like, oh, this isn't Fallout, or other people saying like this is the best adaptation of all time, and it was freeing as someone who has so little knowledge or intuition, and I don't know anything about the Fallout universe. Just watching it as someone and just being like, I guess whatever this is the lore.
I want 15 seconds before I hand off the floor. I've never played Fallout. I don't know the lore, and I really enjoyed the show. So if anyone out there is in that position, there's my take.
Yeah, it was mostly.
I played Fallout from Fallout 3 onwards. I didn't play the first two. I dabbled after, but I didn't have the patience for it. Fallout 3 onwards, I thought the show was so good. Leading up to the show, I saw a clip, and it was very just like shitty Disney vibes. It was the Vault Dweller, and she had this thing where she was like, I'm going to assume you're the aggressor. And according to that, and it just felt like TikTok-y, it felt like Disney humor. And I was like, I don't want this.
Yeah, that was a bad
But then when I watched the show, I started watching the show, and right when that raider like wipes his dick after having sex with the main character, and there's weird dark jokes and gore, and just how crazy the the ode to the VATS system, which is the slow aiming where heads blow up and stuff. Now that part that I thought was weird and bad ended up playing in nicely, because Fallout, every game basically has this trope where you start as a vault dweller, except for New Vegas, and you leave the vault and you've lived a coddled life, and now you get out there and people are eating each other and there's ghouls and it's crazy. And the show was good at that. I thought it was so good. And I actually think it might be one of my favorite video game adaptations ever, because like I loved, like there's two types of adaptations basically. There's Last of Us, which I loved. And then there's Halo, the series, which started off, decisions were made. I didn't back it, but where it is now, it's fun. It's a fun show. Halo season 2 was very fun. Not my Halo, whatever. But then there's these two ends. You have Last of Us, where if you've played the game, you don't need to watch the show. It's identical. Identical. And then you have Halo, where it's like, you play the game, you might not want to watch the show because it's going to do some crazy shit. But then you have Fallout, where there's no main character because you make that person. So there's no attachment to a specific thing quite like there is to the vibe of it and all that. And I thought it was perfect. Like the universe they nailed it. I love that they put money into it and they meant it. I found it funny. And I watched one episode and then I watched the rest of it like the next day and a half. I did sit down and watch like 3.5 hours of Fallout twice. And it was easy.
I know I'm coming from a place of low information, but I think it's kind of neat that they made a new storyline, a new show, obeying the Fallout universe's rules mostly, instead of just retelling the game you saw.
But that's the beauty of Fallout. Also, like the benefit is like, you're going to tell a Fallout 3 show? Okay, use my character. Like this random dude who literally wore a ghoul mask the entire time and ate dead bodies to lower his karma to crazy levels, who lived in Tenpenny Tower and killed everyone inside and let the ghouls there, who whacks off at the top of Tenpenny Tower with a ghoul mask on. Like,
nothing wrong with that.
Yeah. It's just, but I did like how like they like just the character that she like had that weird like thing with her cousin, and he was like, you want to make my cock explode? All these things could have been so bad if I saw them as a clip, but in the context of the show, it was fun and funny.
Dude, I love the cock explode thing. Kyle, I'm sorry. Let me let you talk.
No, go ahead.
Oh, so there's this one character who comes from a place of like sex education, and sex is somewhat recreational and such. And then there's another character who doesn't even know how his body works. He says his dick gets hard like a pimple and then pops. Like he's just out of it. And she's like, you want to bang? And he's like, oh, like, I don't think the guy even kisses. And it was kind of neat to see these two backgrounds meet in the show. And that's all.
And it's also, everything's like I always thought the games about Fallout, the best parts about it were kind of exploring in a weird way American values and things that were important to America and the ideal aspect of America, and then the reality of America, and all of it kind of being shifted around and played with the bomb. And you meet different people, different factions. Oh, the ghouls are bad, and then you meet ghouls that aren't feral and they could be people, and it was like that. And they always had these, like, there are people in America where sex isn't a big deal at all, and you learn it in sex and then there are people where like they grew up and it is not discussed at all. That's like a fucking thing you don't talk about. And then having this encounter, it's this exaggerated play on. I always thought I just felt like the writing was great, everything was great, and it walked a line, because before I saw it I had no hope. And maybe I'm hyping it up to the people listening too much. I didn't go in with high hopes. I was kind of like, this is gonna be so dumb, isn't it?
Yeah.
That was fucking
Yeah,
great.
I thought the same. I was afraid they were going to ruin another franchise the way the Halo thing just really didn't appeal to me. Maybe the first episode of Halo, I liked a ton. Like I loved that it had the sound effects and the feel and the look, and then Master Chief like takes his helmet off and becomes a rebel. Then he takes his pants off.
He fucks a Covenant
and then he
human.
fucks.
What?
And then I'm like, all right, bro. I Master Chief is hanging dong. That is not the Master Chief I know. Okay, he hasn't even pulled that cod piece off and watered the fucking garden with Cortana's sexy ass in his head all the time. He's certainly not gonna bang some like, half traitor like monster messiah thing or whatever. So that upset me. So the Fallout thing, I came in with low expectations. I watched none of the trailers, and I agree with everything you said. Like you nailed it. The Last of Us thing is a story. It's a very on the rails narrative. So it's easy to adapt and give people what they want as long as you don't change too many things or cast poorly. But Fallout is a make your own story kind of thing. So I'm sure you and I both played New Vegas. Who won in your playthrough? You know, who did you side with?
I've played
it's always different.
Dozens of hours of every Fallout game.
Yeah.
I never beat a single one.
Oh, no.
It is the most sidetracked fucking game of all time. Like when I told you about my Fallout 3 character, that's where I stopped. Living in Tenpenny Tower, wearing a ghoul mask, eating people's bodies. That's where my game ended.
When you play games,
going to find my dad never mattered anymore.
If I played Fallout, I would try to minimize the number of steps my character took.
I do that now. Now I'm like, if I want to beat this, like I can't get sidetracked because I was always a completionist at heart, and I just don't have the time anymore. Like I can't, but back then, like I never Fallout 4, also a ton of hours. Fallout New Vegas, a ton of hours. Never beat them.
I don't know if it's too early to change the topic, but there are 7 video game TV shows coming up. I'm kind of excited for some.
Which games? Do you have a list or anything?
Yeah,
I do. My wife actually brought it up as a show topic.
Yeah, I'm actually
shout
curious.
out Jackie.
So first one is BioShock. And these are, by the way, like greenlit. These are all.
Who's making them? Do you have that info?
What sucks for BioShock is my hopes are high now because of Fallout.
Yeah,
like, and I hold those games like very high in my mind. So
BioShock is top tier of video game stories as well. Like it's very good.
So Netflix confirmed BioShock, so I know that one.
Okay,
another one coming up, Gears of War. Netflix confirmed that one too, and it's officially in development. Another one.
Can we take a second? By the way,
yes, please.
And cast that. Who are you putting as Marcus Phoenix?
John Travolta.
No,
no, that's not. If he was younger,
he's got to be Jack.
Fine.
Why does he have to be Jack? Whoever it is, he's in a
Timothy Chalamet as Dom.
Because he's going to take the suit off sometime.
I need an assist. Kyle, do you know the actor who plays Jack Reacher?
I don't know his real name.
But then you know that guy would be interesting in that show.
It's just a head in a CGI suit. They're so big. They're gonna be in a suit. They're gonna be like an Iron Man
Reacher could just be a guy in it. He's big enough. That guy.
So a natural somebody
too.
with a big neck. You need like anybody with a big neck and a big head can play this character. I feel.
Batista. Okay. Yeah,
Batista. Look,
I'm just thinking physically. He's got a big head. He's got a big neck. He's jacked.
He's got that wrinkly head thing, though. It grosses me out.
What's he look like now, though?
My buddy said and it's true. He says he always looks like he's upside down underwater. His face.
Kind of bubbly, yeah. The top of his head is really wrinkly and disgusting. I saw him in that Knives Out Glass Onion movie.
You like that meatball thing he's got going on?
Oh, it's so it looks like a testicle. It looks like a cartoon testicle or
he's
something.
He's just really tan.
BioShock was the first game that I think I played where
that's Pitbull.
You sort of choose your own adventure. If people haven't played BioShock, you're this big, strong guy, Big Daddy, I think is your name, and there are these little girls. And if you
that's BioShock 2, isn't it?
Kyle
knows. It's not BioShock 1. There's no little girls in BioShock.
BioShock but you're a person.
You're a plane crash victim who stumbles upon the light tower, and you swim in, and then you make contact with a character who's like, come on down, mate.
You do have the sister thing in BioShock 1. You choose to harvest them or not, right? You choose to harvest them.
That's where I was headed to. If you harvest them, your character gets a little stronger from it. But if you don't harvest them, then they become kind of allies, and there's pros and cons to each. I wonder how the show will go.
Yeah. Oh, they won't. Yeah. Okay.
They better not harvest a single little sister in the
Yeah.
show.
That won't be.
That guy
won't
better
be
not.
They're not going to.
Anyone who harvested the little sisters was fucked up.
Yeah, they're not going to harvest any little sisters. That won't be a repetitive. They'll probably drop that repetitive game mechanic, but
They're going to
BioShock is
do
just a cool
their
story.
whole story.
The ending is great. The ending
Yeah, but
of
that's the
BioShock
thing. You
is
think
so
they're
good.
going to do a Last of Us scene for scene? What I want from it, I don't know if it would do the game, but what I want and all I need is I want before the Rapture.
Yeah.
When BioShock was thriving, and I want that for pacing to be like countercut with what's going on now after, because
just like Fallout.
Because exactly, I want a lot of that before stuff, but I don't want to wait through 5 episodes to get to the last 5 where now it's BioShock. You know, I want them. I'm just happy I don't have to write that shit.
I agree. That works really well for something like this. That's essentially post-apocalyptic. You know, BioShock is its own kind of little apocalypse they've had down there. That'll be good. And Gears of War
was the next one.
I don't even know what the story in Gears of War is.
The Resonator.
There's locusts, and they're the monsters.
Yeah,
And
there's
so-
monsters underground who come up and sort of cause an apocalypse, and they've used weapons of mass destruction against them and further destroyed the world. And there's a big twist ending about where the monsters actually came from, the Lambents or whatever. And it's probably all a big allegory for oil, like most video games are. But all that matters is you've got like 3 badass dudes fighting monsters. Really 2. I've been told Fallout 76 has been improved a lot. Have you ever played a Fallout game?
I played a little bit of Fallout New Vegas, and it didn't suck me in. I didn't get very interested.
Man, that's my favorite, probably my favorite game series. Definitely my favorite RPG. You know, I played all of Oblivion, all of Skyrim. I played Fable, and I played a bunch of other shit. I love Fallout. I love the backstory of that, the whole mythos. You know, the Vault Tech company and everything they were up to, all that sneaky shit.
Mm-hmm.
And I love the gameplay in New Vegas. It's miles ahead of the gameplay of Fallout 3, where they added like the first person shooter aiming and stuff. And I like the perk system. I like the whole
Does
thing.
it hold up? Sometimes great games from 12 years ago, you replay them and you're like,
I played it about 2 years ago, and I modded the fuck out of it, and it was a ball. It was so fun. I really loved it. It was around the time Fallout 4 came out, so maybe a little more than 2 years. You know, time flies. But I played Fallout 4 like vanilla. Then I played Fallout 4 all the way through, like modded to hell and back. With like, I think I've still got maybe the screenshots of my character somewhere with giant titties.
Nice. You know, a game I've been wanting to pal around with a little bit that I never have is the BioShock series. Everybody says those are awesome, and
Those
I've
are
never
awesome.
played any. And so,
Okay, well, shit, dude, that's a whole story. Like, if you're gonna get into that, like, don't even watch any videos. First of all, it's great. It's a really good story. It's a really good like universe to be in with like it's sort of an alternate universe type thing. You're in an undersea city that you discover. I'll kind of leave it at that. And there's 3 of them, and they're great. They're legitimately amazing games.
yeah, third one in the sky, I think.
Third one sucks.
People
Third one
said it's
sucked.
good. I haven't played the third one. I think Kyle's in the minority opinion.
so start with 1 basically.
I don't think I am. The third one's awful.
What?
It's-
No,
Did you like it, Woody?
I bought it and didn't play it.
The third one's awful. So
As many games go.
the first 2 are like really well linked, and they're under the sea in the city of Rapture, and then the third one just goes off the rails with all this like alternate reality timeline, time travel bullshit, and it was it was a completely different game than what was promoted. They really promoted this like, oh, you're gonna be flying on hooks in the sky all the time and doing all this crazy shit. And it's like, no, that's just kind of like the cutscene mechanic.
Just for the record, it got 10 out of 10 on Steam, 4.5 out of 5 on GameStop, and on Google 95% like ratio.
I believe they pay for those ratings. All I know is it is the worst of the Fallout games.
Everyone loved it. Like
What did Game Informer give it? 10 out of a 10.
So,
They pay for those ratings.
when it dropped, I think I think I was like neck deep in my Minecraft world, and that's why I didn't play it. But I was very excited about it, and just what I remember is like everyone playing it, everyone in like my universe was loving that game, and I don't know. I feel like I found a lot of data to back up that opinion.
I played it. Not the worst of them for sure. I'm not saying it's a terrible game, but it fell short of the first two big time. Like Halo 1, 2, and 3 are all excellent. Each one is better than the last. Gears 1, 2, and 3, excellent. Story's great. You feel for the characters. They got better every step of the way. You know, I'm aware that with Halo and Gears, they kept making.
Is that a very hard campaign as far as campaigns go, or am I thinking of something else? Yeah, Gears.
If you play it on hard, any of those games, if you play on the hardest difficulty, is quite hard.